Well, we're hitting the road. Heading up to the camp to do a little work for the week.
Last year, I don't have exact numbers, but let's just say the auction sold around 15, 16 million skins. And there were still only around 7 produced, 7 million. And yet they sold that many, so that many.
To support that position when you look at it on its face and it doesn't make sense.
Man, we're gonna dive into this deep.
And it is a beautiful morning up here in the North Country. The leaves are starting to fall. Barred owls are hooting. So our project for today is to stain the siding on this camp. We were up here a couple weeks ago and we pressure washed it and bleached it because it hadn't been stained since we put it up new, or since we put this rough cut lumber up anyways. And it's taken a beating. So I pressure washed it all, bleach washed it to kill any fungus and mold or mildew, whatever was growing on it. And today, because it's been a few weeks, it's dried out. We've had a really nice week of weather, no rain, which is crazy for this year because it's rained every time we've been here. First, I'm going to have my coffee. And I'm going to sit here and chill. That's what I'm going to do. So I was up here a couple weeks ago and did all the trim around the windows in the corners and under the eaves because that hadn't been done either, and I got it all put on with the same rough cut material that we used on the siding because we had some left over, and got that stained. So that's looking pretty nice. So we also stained the porch railing and the porch floor because that hadn't been done either. Just a lot of little things that need to get done, and I'm trying to get them done before the snow flies. You can see the leaves are falling, and nights are getting colder. We do get a lot of snow up here, and the roof can hold a lot of snow. Even though it's a metal roof and it's supposed to slide off, it does build up before it does slide off, and that is a problem. 2 years ago, it just about tore our stovepipe off, even though we have a cricket on it. When I was up here 2 weeks ago again, doing some work, we repaired the stovepipe and put snow slide stops on. We also cleaned the chimneys, trying to get prepped for winter. So today we're going to start staining the outside of the camp. We've got some areas that we put the siding on a few years ago and we never did stain it. 3 weeks ago I came up, pressure washed it, and bleach washed it. So it's pretty dry now. We've had a really good stretch of dry weather. So my task for today is to get this stained, and yeah, it should be much better. Now, even though this side faces the south, it doesn't get a lot of sun because we're tucked into the woods here, and it seems to stay wetter on this side because it doesn't get a lot of sun. We've got a lot of trees behind us here, so when the sun's coming across, it's shading this side. So yeah, we're going to be doing some staining today. I do have a sprayer that I'm going to do this with because it's a rough, really rough cut lumber. Spraying is really the best way to do it. You get in all the nooks and crannies, but when we do spray, we go back and back brush it. So we spray a section, back brush it, and just keep moving on. It shouldn't take long. The sprayer makes this job way easier. So I would like to actually work from the top down, but I want to make sure that this sprayer is working properly. And I haven't used it in a while, so I'll get my technique down and I'll start underneath the exterior stairs there and just spray that out. Once I know everything's working right, I'm going to climb that ladder and we'll start doing that. But as we spray, we'll spray a little bit, and then I got a brush here. We'll just back brush it. So while that's draining, we got to start the generator because that's our power source, and this needs power. Yeah, man, that's going to go fast, but the back brushing is pretty important. I think I need to get a face mask though. I think we got some. Well, that's pretty fast. I think at this point I am going to get up on the ladder and start spraying up there. That's going to take more paint than I anticipated, but that's all right. We'll get this side done. That's the most important thing. Two gallons of paint in 2 hours. That's not bad. That Wagner sprayer is the ticket. Now I just got to let it dry a little bit. I'm going to go back and stain with the dark stain that I did the porch with around the windows and around the door. Yeah, I think that looks great. I always loved the sound of a creaking screen door. And although this screen door that we put on here just a few weeks ago is brand new, it has that perfect screen door creak. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful night. It's nice and quiet again. Cheers, we'll see you in the morning. It was a beautiful night. Looks like it's going to be another beautiful day. Oh, and I caught 4 mice last night. I think I'll have to keep the trap set for a while. We got some more staining to do, but we're going to let the dew burn off, let things dry out a little bit, and then we'll get back to it. Another beautiful morning. Caught 2 more mice last night. That makes 6. We were up here a couple weeks ago and we caught no mice. So these cooler temperatures, we're heading into the fall. So the mice are wanting to move in. I'm going to have to make a bucket trap and set it for mice. One of the problems we have is if we're not going to be here for a couple weeks or more, if you set a conventional mouse trap, they potentially could be sitting in there rotting for a couple weeks, and it can get rather smelly. So we don't set traps on the inside of the camp if we're not going to be here for a while. But the bucket traps work really good because the mice drop into water. You put a little Clorox or bleach in the water, and even if they start to decay a little bit, they don't smell. And it's a perpetual type of trap. It will just continually catch mice. So when they move in, they find the trap, they fall in, and we can come here in a couple weeks, dump the trap out if there's any in it, and I suspect there will be. But that's a project for today. I just got a little bit of staining of trim to do today, and then I'm done. Yeah. So we're going to do a little bit of staining, make the bucket trap, do a couple other odds and ends, and we'll see. Might head home. Anyways, another day. Well, that's the last of it, at least the last of it that we're going to do this fall. I got a lot covered. I got 75% of this done. We'll just save the rest for next year. The weather's been really cooperative the last 2 weeks to get everything dry that I pressure washed, dry enough to stain. And now it's just time to relax, I guess. No, that's not right. Boy, I love that squeaking door. So we're all done. We got everything stained that we needed to get stained, and we're headed out. We got another project we'd like to do, and that's getting solar. Now we run on a generator, and there's no chance of getting power down this far down this road. So whenever we have to run just a light bulb or something simple, we have to fire up our generator. So to have a battery bank and a solar charging system is the best solution, I think. It doesn't need to be real big, but I also want to be able to charge the batteries with the generator or the solar panels, and maybe have a transfer switch there somehow. I have been looking into it, but I guarantee you I'm going to need some help on this. So we're not too far from Fort Drum, the Air Force Base, and these jets, fighter jets, go over all day long. So I'm going to need some help on that solar. It's probably a project for next summer, but it surely would be awesome to have a solar system here. Thanks for coming along. Until next time, we'll see you later. These bucket traps are really easy to make. All you need is an aluminum can, and you drill a little hole on each end, about an 1/8 inch. You want to stay on the center of the cans. You need some copper wire, and you can pull this right out of a piece of house wire. But a little piece of copper wire that you string through the center of the can. You drill the 1/8 inch holes on each side of your bucket. You string it through. Now the key is you want to stretch this wire and get it pretty straight. So if you have a long enough piece of wire, you can bring it around to twist it together, and that way your can spins nice and freely. And being on center of the can is pretty important. Now I cut some bevels on these sticks, but you really don't have to. Set the stick up. The mice come up here looking for the peanut butter. They have to jump onto the can. So you don't want the can right up close. You want it out here, and mice are more than willing to jump for some peanut butter. So he jumps onto the can, and his weight, this can spins so freely that his weight spins the can. He drops into the water, and he swims around till he can't swim anymore. And that's why you put water in there, because he'll just jump right out. So that's pretty easy. It took me longer to find the parts than it did to actually make the trap. So soda bottle or soda can, piece of copper wire or wire of any sort, 5-gallon bucket, and a stick, some peanut butter and water, you're set. And these will catch mice all day long, all week long, all month long. You got to have a little bit of peanut butter on each side of the can. Just a little bit. You don't want to put a lot on there. So we're just going to smear a little bit. What we're going to put it on just below center. The weight of the peanut butter really makes this can tip one way or the other. So you don't want a lot of peanut butter. Now you might put a little bit there, just to get him to come up there. See, the weight of the peanut butter actually weights that can, so the peanut butter is down around the bottom, closer to the bottom of the can. So the mouse has to reach over to get that peanut butter. If you put it on the top, he'll just sit there and eat it. If you put it around the side, he'll have to reach over. But if you only put it on one side, the can will spin, so now the peanut butter will be at the bottom. Well, this makes 7 mice that we've caught this week. But I don't know if I should count him. He's been here a while.